Assalamu alaikum. I thank for SSF for inviting me this great Manava Sangamam program to express my feelings and to share my emotions with all you. I really thank the organizers of this program, and I speak very few things. I won't take much time. So, here, the main title of this program is that the fascism. What I am going to talk about is the fascism and the Dalit Muslim unity. What is fascism? The fascism has a long roots. Fascism begins and it has roots from 1910 when the Hindu Mahasabha was established against the reservation of Muslims. In 1910, the Congress and Muslim League together, they came up with the idea of to give reservations for the Muslims in local municipal body elections. But the Hindutva forces could not digest giving reservations to the Muslims. Then they came up with organizations called Hindu Mahasabha. With that Hindu Mahasabha 1910, the fascist roots grown in India. As our sir said, that these fascist people, they have relations with Hitler and Mussolini. With those fascist ideas, they wanted to lead this Hindu fascism in India. But what is nationalism? First of all, we have to understand. Nationalism is a patriotic feeling or principle that makes people of a nation to be conscious of their nation and its culture, its tradition and pride. Nationalism is a ethnographic feeling or principle that determines a state or a nation with the specific human culture. But that says the specific human culture should include all the religious and different traditions of the people in the society. But the Hindu society, the Hindu fascism, but Hindu nationalists, they were never interested to include Dalit and Muslims in their nationalist idea. For them, nationalism means following Manusmriti, following Bhagavad Gita, following all the Hindu scripts, and establishing this nation as a Hindu nation is called Hindu nationalism for them. While responding to this Hindu nationalism, Baba Sahib Dr. Ambedkar said that, yes, there is a consciousness among the Indians, but that consciousness is not the consciousness as an Indian, but the consciousness as a state, as a caste. Everyone is conscious about his own caste, his own religion. Just because of having this caste consciousness, we cannot form a nation. Yes, there is a similarity in culture, there is a similarity in traditions, there is a similarity in living life, but this similarity will never allow this nation to become a Hindu nation. Hindu nation is a fascist idea. With that Hindu nation, they only want Hindus to live in this society, and rest, the Muslims, Christians, Dalits and other religious minorities should leave this nation. That is why in 1947, after independence of India, the RSS and Hindu Mahasabha, they have made so much of atrocities against the Muslims, and they have killed thousands of Muslims in 1947. Only their main agenda was that this nation has got the independence, this nation will be the Hindu nation, so all the Muslims should leave this nation. To create a fear in a Muslim to leave this nation, they have killed thousands of people. But finally what happened? Majority of the Muslims lived in India and very few people shifted to Pakistan. So, after independence of India also, these Hindu organizations, they did not give up their idea of Hindu nation. Still, They are fighting. Every opportunity they are grabbing and they are trying to establish Hindu nationalism. Now the father of terrorism, Mr. Narendra Modi, the father of terrorism, Mr. Narendra Modi has become the Prime Minister of India. Under his ruling, again the RSS, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, the ABVP and all the Sangh Parivar groups are trying to create a kind of fear among the Dalits and Muslims, and finally they wanted to establish this nation as a Hindu nation. But we will not let this Hindu terrorists to rule us, to make us inferior in this nation. I will say few things, that just giving slogans for them like Bharat Mata Ki Jai has become a nationalism. It will be, then they will become a nationalist. If they give a slogan Bharat Mata Ki Jai, then they are called as a nationalist. If I don't give Bharat Mata Ki Jai, then I will be the anti-national. If I eat a beef, then I am anti-national. If I don't accept myself as a Hindu, then I am anti-national. This is called the fascist, extremist notions of the Hindu fundamentalism. I will say one thing. This Bharat Mata people who are giving slogans about Bharat Mata, they have to talk about few things. When riots happened in Kandhamal, in Orissa, 42 Dalit and tribal women were raped. But no Hindu organization gave slogans for those mothers. No Hindu organization has stood to support those tribal and Dalit women. When Godhra riots happened in 2002, hundreds of Muslim women were raped. But all these Hindutva Sanghi groups, they never said any single word in support of those Muslim women who were raped in Godhra. At the same time, in Kashmir, Kunan Poshpora, in 2 districts, Indian Army raped Muslim women. But no Hindu organization has come to support those Muslim women. If you go to Northeast, whether Assam, Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram, any state in Assam where the tribal women were raped by the Indian Army. But the RSS, BJP or other Sanghi Parivar groups, they are not saying a single word in support of those women. If you go to the villages, the tribal women, the Dalit women, they are facing atrocities by the upper caste Hindu men. But these Hindutva forces, they don't give a single support to these women. Are these Dalit women, or these tribal women and these Muslim women are not part of this nation, are not the mothers of this nation? Why these RSS people only talk about the Bharat Mata, and why they don't talk about the Dalit mother, a Muslim mother, a tribal mother? So their clear-cut agenda is that they have only 2 things in their mind. One is by threatening Dalits, by threatening Muslims, they want gain power, and another thing is by attacking on Dalit, by attacking on Muslims, they are getting so much of money. They have become the extortionists. By forming this Gorakshak Dal, everywhere they are attacking Muslims, everywhere they are attacking Dalits, and they are collecting money. Only few cases it is coming in media. In most of the cases, these Gorakshaks have become the collection agents. They are collecting money. Just to collect that money, to continue their politics, they are doing all these things. Another thing is that the state political power we have to talk about. Every time attack is happening on Dalits, every time attacks are happening on Muslims, whenever attack happen, immediately we are coming with the slogans, we are making a Rasta Roko, we are gathering like this, we are giving slogans, and we are protesting for the justice of Muslim, for the justice of Dalits. But in the history of independence of India, legally, a Dalit, a Muslim, never got a justice from the legal point of view. If you take any case of Muslim, if you take the prisoners, 55% under trial prisoners belongs to Dalit and Muslims. Without proving the charges against to them, they are facing 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, even without proving charges, they are spending in the jails. because the state power is so dynamic that it will be changing. It will be changing state power, that whoever who holding the state power will be listening to that man. Now the Sangh Parivar people are holding the power, and the state power only will listen to the Sangh Parivars. The thing is, when atrocity happened, even if you take my case, when I was suspended from Hyderabad Central University along with Rohit Vemula, we went to the police station to give a complaint. Police was not ready to take the complaint. And we wanted to express to the media, but media was not ready to cover. And even the cases are there in a court. A legal system is also not listening to us. Only these systems, the legal system, media, police, even the government power also only listen to the people who are in power. As long as Dalit and Muslim are separated, as long as Dalits and Muslims are away from the power structure, then we will be the victims, and we will be living like the victims only. I want to say here one thing, that remember, there is no difference between the communists and communalists. Both are same. The communalists always want Dalits and Muslims to be the victims, and communists always want Dalits and Muslims to be the victims. Then only they can survive their politics. Otherwise, there is no business for Communist Party also in India. So, let there be 100 differences between the Dalits and Muslims. Let the dress code of Dalit and Muslim be different. Let the food culture of Dalit and Muslim will be different. Let the religion of Dalit and Muslim will be different. Let the God of Dalit and Muslim will be different. But one thing we must remember, that a Dalit and a Muslim are the victims of this Sangh Parivar Hindu fascism. The Muslims were targeted based on the religious structure. The Dalits were targeted based on the caste system. For the past 2000 years, Dalits are living in this nation as slaves. Without self-respect, Dalits served this nation for 2000 years. Still, attacks are happening on Dalits. Dalits were treated as untouchables. They were thrown out of the village, and they were never allowed to enter into the village. They were never allowed to get the education. They were never allowed to get into the jobs. Even Dr. Ambedkar, after studying in abroad, he has come back. After studying in Columbia University, he has come back to do job in India. When he started working in India, in workplace also, he was discriminated. The students were discriminating him as one untouchable has come to teach us. This was the discrimination Ambedkar faced. So, this Hindu nation always want Dalits to be suppressed, and this Hindu nation always want Muslims to be away from this nation. Then only they will be able to form this Hindu fundamental fascism. But we are not ready to allow this nation. That is why in Hyderabad Central University, we formed Dalit Muslim Unity, and we have been fighting for the past 8 years with the tag of Dalit Muslim Unity under the umbrella of Ambedkar Students Association. You know, up to 2007, ABVP was ruling for continuously 5 years and winning elections in HCU. But when Ambedkar Students Association joined hands with the Muslims and started fighting in elections, for the past 9 years, we have been defeating ABVP in Hyderabad Central University. This is the unity we need at present to face this fascist Hindutva terrorism. Otherwise, we will always be the victims, and we will be fighting, and there will be no justice to us. So, to get the justice, to leave this nation with self-respect, to live in this nation with with harmony, we need to have the unity of Dalit, Muslims and tribals. Otherwise, always the upper class, elite community will be dividing us, will be getting political benefits, and they will be ruling us. We will be ruled by them. See, the 20 crores of the Muslim Indian population, 18% of the Indian population is Dalit, and 7 to 9% of the Indian population is a tribal. Altogether, it comes more than 40%. But the less than 10% upper caste elite community, for the past more than, from 1947, they have been ruling. Why a Dalit is not becoming a Prime Minister of India? Why a Muslim is not becoming a Prime Minister of India? Why a tribal man is not becoming a Prime Minister of India? Though we are the majority of this nation, though we are belongs to this nation, we have to understand. Only one thing can change our life, that is, we need to have a state power. State power can change anything. To have that state power, all the tribes, all the Dalits and all the Muslims should be united and should fight against Hindu fascism. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.